Hello there everyone, welcome back to the channel. We finally have Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, and I thought I would quickly take you guys through the idea of re-rolling. So I'm going to cover 3 questions here, nice and quick. What's re-rolling and why should I do it? How you actually do re-rolling and what you're actually re-rolling for. So what re-rolling is essentially getting the best start possible in a new free-to-play live service game so that you can go for as long as possible without having to dip into your resources or, even worse, your wallet, whilst you're still learning the finer points of the game. Now, this video is being released on the launch day for Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, but the concept applies to pretty much any gacha or loot box based game out there. Because in a predatory genre like gacha, it's good to get this head start when starting and knowing when to ignore all of the buy this exclusive bundle pop-ups that come up, and in this game there's a lot of them. So I'll take you through the process of re-rolling in Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, which is actually one of the easiest ways I've ever seen re-rolling in a gacha game. Basically, after you've done your initial playthrough of the tutorial to teach you how to play the game and your initial pulls, which on launch include a 5-star ticket, which is random, 30 regular tickets, and enough gems to make a multi-pull on the featured banner that features Cloud and Barret as of the filming of this video. Now, if you're not happy with what you get from those pulls, make sure that you have not registered your game with the Square Enix Bridge account using your email address. Close the game, reopen it. On the title screen, you have reset game data here, so you literally just press that. Game data can't be recovered unless your account is linked, which is why you're not linking it to Square Enix Bridge, and then it resets. So that's all of the data that you've got gone. You don't have to worry about that anymore. But the nice thing about this particular game when it comes to re-rolling is that you can skip the tutorial entirely, which I've never actually seen in a gacha game like this before. It's like they know that people do re-rolls, so you just press yes, 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 let it go through its bit, and then it should allow me to skip the tutorial entirely, meaning I can take this process under 2 to 3 minutes. Like, I can get straight back to pulls again if I want to. Skip tutorial, please enter my name, so I'll just enter Joesephyr. It literally takes you straight back to the point at which you could start pulling again. So you can repeat this process until you get what you want, and here we are again. Perform the draw, we're straight back in again. Click this button, it tells me how to do a draw. You get this initial one and you get all of your stuff from the gift box, and then you just go in again. So as soon as you've gotten everything that you want to out of these, so there we go, we have a 5-star weapon for Aerith, which is not the one that we would want, but it's still good to just get 5-star stuff. So if you get it, oh, there's actually 2 here, there's one for Tifa, so this actually isn't a bad shout, to be honest. I've already got my start when it comes to what I want to start with Ever Crisis, but this will show you an example of the kinds of things that you can expect from a multi-pull on that initial. Yeah, there's no 5 stars guaranteed in this, so the fact that you can get multiple, that's good to go. But what is it we're actually re-rolling for? So as I say, what are we re-rolling for here? So I've gone back to the account which I've actually stuck on. I'm not super crazy about re-rolling too much because I know exactly what kinds of things I'm looking for when it comes to a game like this, and I actually didn't do too badly with my pulls on here. So realistically, with this being a very, very early stage in the game, I would take quantity over quality at this point. It's day 1, so bear in mind that with any game like this, any weapon that you get is likely going to get outclassed very quickly in this game, and it's going to encourage you to spend loads of resources early so that you can then have to get stuff later on. So you have this banner here, which is the opening banner that features Cloud and his Murasame weapon, and then Barret as well with his new weapon. So what you have here is, when we look at the odds, the draw odds here, you get 7.5% chance of a 5-star, which doesn't sound too bad on paper. 1% chance of either of them being the featured weapons. You also get a wish list, which allows you to increase the chance of getting certain weapons that are in the general pool. But it's important to note that every weapon, including the featured weapon, so Murasame, we'll take as an example here, can also be a 4-star or even 3-star weapon. So you have a 5% chance of getting a 4-star Murasame there. Because this game definitely encourages you to get multiple copies of the same weapon. When you get duplicates of a weapon in this game, you get icons that you can then use to increase the rarity of it beyond 5-star. It goes crazy. You can get even up to 99, so it's really ridiculous, but you get obviously a lot more of them if you get 5-star versions of those weapons. However, the real prize on these banners is typically going to be the costumes that you can get. So this is the Chocobo stamp sheet. So when you do stamps, every time that you pull, you get a chance to get stamps. And for every sixth stamp you get a guaranteed copy of the weapon of the choice of the feature weapons you get. And at 12, you get the costume that you want. So you could, in theory, re-roll until you got the costume with 12 stamps. However, as you can see here, the chance of you getting that is 0.01%, which is ridiculous. You would be there forever to try and re-roll to get that. It would take you, that's 1 in 10,000. If you're willing to sit there and do that, absolutely, go, like, fill your boots. I am not one of those people. I kind of just went in for it. But the costumes can only be acquired through the stamp cards. So say you want this particular costume, which does increase your stats, so it gives you like extra lightning damage for Cloud and extra physical attack for Cloud, so it's obviously going to be very good for him. This is something you're going to want to bear in mind. So you could re-roll until you got maybe like 5 or 6 stamps, maybe, and then that gives you a head start, but I really wouldn't go in for all 12 stamps. The weapons, like I said, I would suggest you went for quantity over quality, and there is one caveat to that. Like, I would suggest, like, obviously I'm not very far into this version of the game, but I played the closed beta test a lot. I would suggest going until you get a weapon that has an AoE heal on it. So this weapon here belongs to Matt from the First Soldier. Prime number has the ability Healing Shower. So heal all allies, so it's an AoE heal. Cloud also has one, and Aerith also has one. I think I have Cloud's one here, actually. It is the Crystal Sword. Or maybe I don't have it. I thought I did. I'm wrong. But if you've got those, that will give you a head start. So if you've got support abilities in any kind of game like this, you'll discover, if you've never played a gacha game before, that damage dealers are like a dime a dozen, but support abilities are the ones that you really want. So I would suggest at least trying to pick up one of those weapons within your reroll, and then that way you'll be good to go. So that's pretty much all I have to say with regards to re-rolling in Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis. It is a process that can be a little bit tedious, but if you want to get the most out of starting a game like this, and you're a massive FF7 fan, but you don't want to open your wallet to a game like this right away, re-rolling is definitely something that you want to explore. So I'm just going to love you and leave you with that. Thank you ever so much for watching. I am going to be doing a bit more coverage on Ever Crisis. I'm still quite unsure about the game as a whole so far, but I'm willing to give it the time of day until we start seeing events, till we start seeing how events are like rolled out, or like with event banners and things like that, because there seems to be a lot of autoplay. I did cover my thoughts on this when the CBT was over, but I definitely want to love this game, so I'm kind of like giving it more time until I decide how I feel. Big thank yous to for those of you who've watched. Big thank yous to those of you who have joined up on my Patreon, as you can see on the screen over here. And like, if you'd like a title card and all sorts of other benefits like that, perhaps consider clicking on the link in the description box below. And let me know in the comments, what kinds of things would you like to see regarding Ever Crisis? Is it confusing? Is it something you want to know more about? Do you just want to like dip into the story and then dive back out again? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you ever so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, everyone. Bye now.